Come vape with me. I'm going to show you this mod. This is a VPro. It's a VPro mod. I'll show you how to set it. This is a close-up of the VPro, and these menu buttons only work when you have a tank or an atomizer attached to the device. So I'm going to put the tank on that I received with this. It's a VPro type tank. So there is the tank, and the minute it's on, this button push affair works, and it's much easier than you would think. 3 little taps and you're able to raise your voltage. Now this has to scroll right through, so it goes up to 6 volts and then it drops down to 3, and I'm going to put this on 4.1, and I pause, and that is now in the memory. Now 3 little taps and more. This is number 2. You can turn it on or off on number 2. 1 is to push your volts up. 2 is to turn it on and off. And then you continue tapping. That's 2. That's 3 is your battery. So I've got 4 volts left in my battery. 3 little taps and more. Battery. This is the ohms. This says 2.6 ohms. Pause. 3 little taps and then continue on. That's the ohms. This is whether I want the little light on. The light that comes on so that you can see what you're doing at night. It irradiates the menu. So that was 5. And continue tapping. 4 is ohms, 5 is the light on, and 6 is the wattage. Now I've got it set at 7 watts. Did you see that? Now that's remembered it at 7 watts, because if I quick flash it, you will see momentarily that I'm vaping this at 7 watts. So let's go through that again and set it to a different wattage. 1, 2, 3 turns it on. That's on or off, and I've turned it off, but I want it on. Pause. So you've got to cycle through it all again. 1, 2, 3. Continue tapping. 3 is battery, 4 is on, 5 is the light on or off, and this is the volts, the wattage. This goes right up to 20, and then it goes back to 3. I'll show you that again. It cycles right up 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I can't imagine who would vape at that wattage, but I'm showing you that that's what it does. So let's put it on something ridiculous. 14. And I pause. Now just to check that that's what it's set on, I tap the button, and there it said momentarily as a flash to show that I'm vaping on watts and not voltage. Did you see? I don't know if you can see. And at that moment, of course, it tests by sending a pulse to the atomizer in the tank. So I'm going to go through that again because I don't want to vape at 14 watts. There it is. Wait a minute. Cycle right up through to 20. There we've got 3, 4, 5. And it's very strange. When you first do this, you think actually that it's set at 6 watts. But 6 is the number, 1, 2, 3, 4, that you have to cycle through to change the power. So I set it at 5. I'm going to set it at 7 again. And now 1, 6, and 7. Pause. pause. It puts it in the memory. And then if I want to check, I'm vaping on watts, and that is 7, if you can see that. The confusing thing is if you cycle through to watts, you think you're on 6, but you're not. If you wait, you can check to see what you really are on. So actually, this menu is really easy to work. It's simply getting used to pausing. Let's see how much battery life. I've got 4 volts left on my battery. It will take more, but I've already used this. 1, 2, 3 starts it, and then you cycle through. That is 2.6 ohms that I'm vaping on. 1, 2, 3 starts it off. Go through, that's the battery, that's the ohms, that's the little light on or off, and this is the power button. So let's make it 9 watts. Wait, it's in the memory now. It should flash on. Did you see? 9 watts. 9p it actually says. The power is 9. So that is actually set to seeing what wattage you are vaping at. If I change this to volts, 1, 2, 3, I'm going to go to 4.2 volts. Pause. It's in the memory. Wait. Now I'm vaping on volts. If I push that, you will see that the volts 4.2 flashes on, so I can see that I'm vaping in volts, and I'm vaping at 4.2 volts. Once you get the knack of this, this is terribly easy. One button does everything, and it's the only device mod that I know of that will go up to 20 watts. Only I'm too frightened to test it out at 20 watts because I'll blow up my Atty. And there you are. That's what it looks like on the menu bar. So thanks for vaping with me.